Stand to McWorse and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we continue the campaigns of Howl's Harrows. And the last time, oh boy, we ran into a Madcat Mark IIB and it may not have been a 2B, but it was a Madcat Mark II, and it was one hell of a lot of firepower. We managed to actually steal 2 clank house rifles from it. There were a huge number of assaults. The battle got hot and heavy really quick, and half the city was annihilated, but through clever use of, well, basically funneling them down into an alleyway and bombarding them with enough inferno to shut at least 2, if not 3 mechs down, we were able to finally defeat them, along with our flanking forces in the champion. And the Rakatar, well, basically every single mech held its own, and also I'm feeling pretty proud of that little battle right there. But we still have to move on. We still need to gain more stuff. I'm particularly in the market for long time and sniper ammo, in case you happen to run into any. And so with that in mind, incomplete intelligence. Our pirate enemies are hiding restricted munitions in a series of warehouses used to distribute medical supplies. We'd like to make a public accusation that they're hiding munitions in medical supplies, but that would reveal the source of our intel. Instead, we need you to go in and do what we cannot. Destroy the warehouses. This will be 417 priority salvage, 324,000 C-bills and 4 skulls. So hopefully we don't take too much damage on this one, because this is the last mission on this planet. Once this mission is done, we must leave. The only thing left is 2 defend bases, which you don't want to deal with the AI, and a attack and defend, where I don't think I can stand up against 35 to 50 mechs. So we're not going to. Alright, so apparently the base is not all that far away from us, which is grand, and none of our mechs have fallen to the forces of Slaanesh, and every single one of them will continue to fight as a grand part of our company. And way over here we have the medium military buildings. There apparently so far is a garrison and 2 supporting lances, so we're looking at least 12. Reinforcements will bring them up to 16, and the turrets is just gonna be rather unpleasant. We have brought today Jester in the champion, which has proven to be fairly solid. The only thing I might end up doing, dropping the MML 15 down to MML 10 and throwing a little bit more support equipment in. Otherwise, it is solid. Death Crusade in Kerensky stick with, you know, you can't go wrong with twin heavy MRM 30s. This type of equipment actually works really well in a 55-ton mech, and I really gotta figure out what I want to do with this hag, because I'm not quite sure it's worth the tonnage. Paradox is in the Charger with the twin boomsticks, which has been suggested I rename it to Ash and make, well, I'm not going to say really bad quotes, but just make quotes every single time it kills something. Howl, still driving her Gauss Wolf. Coach in the Lament, which I'm still in the market for ERPPC clans if you got them. The Catapult 3, once again being driven by Finn. Mockingbird in the Rakatar, because she's got that Gunnery 10. And Showboat in the Screamer, which I'm bringing along for the ride for a little bit of fun. As you can see, since the last time we've seen it, the Screamer has been completely overhauled and rebuilt, and apparently is combining with other mechs. But it has 2 Fire Fists and 2 ER Medium Laser Pirates, which also increase your melee damage. Also on board the rest of the mech, we have thrown back on all the directional jump jets. I think I managed, yes, we crammed in a reinforced leg and a couple of other pieces of equipment that will hopefully make it reasonably decent at being able to punch and beat the ever-loving crap out of people with its fire fists and spiked fists. And, well, I'm hoping that the death from above works as well as advertised. So with that out of the way, it's time to get Coach underway in the Lament so we can run into the enemy and blow them into little tiny bits. The Lament probably isn't one of the mechs I should be scouting with too much. It does have an Innersphere XL engine on board, which is very dangerous to be utilized. However, I really don't have much of a better idea at the moment. Is the catapult stuck? The catapult is indeed stuck. So, Paradox. I don't want Paradox using up his ammunition, so we're actually going to reserve Finn, which, you know, we don't often like to do, because I don't want to waste any ammo. The amount of ammo we have in the Charger is tiny, and it's a bit of a problem, actually, because I kind of need to find some double tums of ammunition so I can actually keep the mech going. The champion kind of needs to move forward. Who's still left here? Who can I leave behind? Honestly, it'll probably be the Screamer Lamb, because the Screamer can fly anywhere it wants to, so I'll rush on forward with the champion, utilize it as our cavalry scout mech with its Clan XL engine and heavy Gauss rifle, which I don't think you can actually do, or is that an inner sphere? No, I don't think you can actually do that in tabletop. I think the heavy Gauss rifle takes up too much space in the side torsos for anything other than standards, but we get to cheat a little bit in RogueTech. The Rakatar, I could actually turn the Rakatar around to shoot it, but I really don't want to waste the time in this mech. It's not slow by any stretch of the imagination, but you certainly want to keep it near enough to the front lines that it can start doing some help. I could turn around Kerensky's stick, but again, this actually does have the problem of being somewhat slow, although you wouldn't notice it based on how far we moved on, based purely on the sprinting across the street. Alright, Showboat, time to bring down the house. How much health does this have? 60. Yeah, you can bring it down. So we're going to move you slightly to the side. We're going to turn you around so you can actually see what we're going for. Target the structure itself and light it on fire. Alrighty, so he is down on the ground. He took 55 damage. Are you kidding me? He wasn't even that far up. Alright, so we're going to have to be very, very careful with Finn when it comes to the next couple of battles, because I cannot afford to lose this catapult. But we did get ourselves off of the building with which we flew upon. So at least there's that. Maybe I should put jump jets on a catapult. That might make some sense. Okay, enemy forces shifting around. We're slipping on down through all the things. So far not getting shot at, so we have to assume that they haven't gotten a sensor lock on us just yet, which is good. We don't want to be killed too early. Never mind, I spoke too soon. The Screamer Lamb is apparently within range and getting bombarded. A lot of bombardment too. A whole bunch of, God, what's the word? Swarm LRMs from the heavy LRM turret. So we do know that we have a heavy LRM turret that we have to deal with. Let's get the catapult on the move, or should we reserve it? I don't think I can actually... Yeah, I can't get the catapult forward, so we shall reserve with Finn, and we'll use everybody else to basically scout forward. It'll be a little bit safer that way. Still no sign on sensors, but the Gausswolf is starting to take some hits here. I am not currently bringing the Thanatos. I swapped it out specifically for the Screamer Lamb, but I may have to figure out a way to get it back into the Lance soon. The Charger, I don't think the Charger is actually blocked. Good, so the Charger is going to be able to run all the way on in. We do have eyes on a Apollo. Okay, so a fairly solid medium mech. Not something that I'm currently interested in getting my hands on at the moment, though. However, I would like to shoot at the turret if at all possible. What sort of options do we have for me? We have a Marauder. This one is a light AC-5, twin ERPPCs, and 2 medium lasers. Okay. So a fairly advanced one purely because of the light AC-5. That doesn't show up until much later in the timeline. Way back here, we have... What are you? A Cicada. Okay, no danger there. Hetzer wheeled assault gun, has a thumper artillery. We need to kill him fairly quickly. A Cyclops. Are you a small Cyclops or big? You're the big Cyclops. You've got a tag orbital. You need to die. He's only 30 tons, but he's quite dangerous. A whole bunch of X-pulses and an integrated advanced laser AMS. I'm going to see if we can't steal that one, because that's a lot of good gear. Light TBM character is just going to be rough, especially since I didn't bring my Thanatos this time. The Marshal is mostly ignorable. The heavy Shredder turret is an AC-20 with precision ammo for all the painful needs that you could ever want to throw my way. You're the Otzel, which is a whole bunch of lasers, so I'm not super worried about that. But yeah, fairly interesting amount of... Oh, and whatchamacallit? God, I'm stumbling over my words all day today. I'm too used to being able to just let it ride at this point, as I just navigate through MechWarrior 5. Yeah, a hybrid carrier with a Thunderbolt 20. That's going to be rough. So I'm going to see if I can't kill this guy with twin boomsticks on cluster mount and see what happens. Whole bunch of shotgun pellets. Was not able to penetrate through, unfortunately. We did actually deal, I believe, more damage by doing that, but still wasn't able to get quite the effect I was hoping for. Oh wow, we got almost no damage at all. Did it do as much damage as I thought it was? Huh. Maybe we'll just start throwing slugs at it again. Bring the Lament on forward. If I can get a line of sight, I can. Can I get a better line of sight? I'll take an obstructed. That might actually be a fine... Oh no, I'll take the unobstructed. Take a slight step back in order to gain it. Yeah, your swarms... I'm not all that worried about it. It's just an Apollo. You are very dangerous, but you're too far away to actually be seen. How's the targeting computer solution? No visuals printed. Medium range height. We're good on that. Fire. Yeah, I think we shot the back of the Charger a little bit. Just double check. Oh no, you managed to avoid it. Good job. I was worried. Alright, so I've got to get you on the move, and I've got to get you on the move fast. So let us begin to fly. And I'll probably try and slip in behind the base so I can start just lighting everything on fire as I move. Assuming, of course, we don't have a problem. Now, you'll notice we're not going nearly as far as we used to be able to, and that is because we no longer have improved jump jets. We moved them back to directional jump jets. And the directional jump jets reduce the amount of damage that you take in Death from Above while increasing the amount of damage you deal in Death from Above and bringing up the accuracy. So I kind of want to give it an opportunity to be able to drop down on top of somebody and just annihilate them. So that is kind of the plan there. I don't know how well it's going to work. I'm actually somewhat fearful that it's not going to work all that well at all. But you won't know until you try. We're going to rush the champion on forward, see if we can't get a shot on target. 33% on a large military building, or 7.3 on the Cyclops. Oh goodness. You know what? I'm actually going to fire at the large military building. Because if I miss, I might hit another large military building. We didn't, but that was the kind of thing that I had half been hoping for. Should probably avoid doing that for a little while, simply because I have so few rounds of ammunition. We've got 10 rounds of ammo in that thing, and if we run out, we don't get any more. Are you a bushwhacker? You are a bushwhacker. Oh god, you are the special rocket bushwhacker. You're the pirate bandit one. So I want to kill you, and if I can death from above you, that'd be just really hilariously fun to me. Kerensky's stick probably won't have a line of sight on anything, if we're completely honest with ourselves. Never mind, I take that back. He can absolutely see his targets. The question will be, will he have a reasonable shot on these targets? I have hopes, but no dreams. Wow. That falls into the category of damn impressive. Do I have incendiaries? No, I think I'm just going to use normals. Oh god, I almost shot the wrong target. So heavy LRM, and just light it up, 99%. This is why we love heavy armor M's. They are just the most amazing thing ever. And there goes a command bunker. There's a Hellstorm cannon I may end up stealing. The Mackie is about a week away from being able to be starting construction on it. And I kind of want to put just a big old gun in it. My original thought of being able to mount a long tom into it has been nixed, unfortunately, after having looked at the long tom crit spaces. The only place it fits is in the side torso. And I actually have a version of the Marauder that I sort of knocked together that can actually fit that long tom. The only problem is I don't have any ammunition for it, so that is a little bit of a problem. So one turret down already. We'll rush on forward. Looks like we're going to have a fairly decent line of sight on this Otzel. I'm not super worried about it. It is a solid mech. I can't deny that. Like, anybody who's just spamming a whole bunch of lasers is actually doing a fairly decent job. But, yeah. Fairly solid. Okay. Was that an arm or a side torso? We don't even know. That's going to be a little bit of a problem. I'd like to have you dead. I'd actually like to have these dead first. Like, this is my most important target. These three. Because everything else on this field is completely handleable. Like, none of this is all that dangerous to us. But these three right here can just cause so much havoc. Okay, a Marauder with jump jets. Wasn't anticipating that one. So he has caught us a little bit by surprise as he bombards the champion. Luckily for us, he doesn't actually have any accuracy to him, so he completely missed. Finn, are you going to be able to navigate through, like, the group there? Or maybe I should just have Finn knock down the building. I think I'll have Finn knock down the building. Yeah, that seems like a totally reasonable thing to do. He's already lost 55 armor on both of his legs. I am a little bit concerned about him. But if I can just, give him the job of breaking buildings. Oh god, it's a Thunderbolt turret. Right, so none of that's going to work. But that will, with a fairly high accuracy. So I will actually switch over to standard dumbfire LRMs because I do not want to waste my precious listen kill ammo on, well, anti-structure operations. Yeah, there it goes. So he's going to drop down and he'll take a whole bunch of stability damage. Oh, 75 damage. Nice. Oh, is it based on your tonnage? You just take as much damage to your legs as you have tonnage? I suppose that makes a certain amount of sense. So we should actually be able to take the Marauder pretty firmly under control if I can get anybody who can actually see it. But he's also, given up his ability to shoot back. Although he did already fire. Wasn't able to do anything. What were you? You looked like an assassin. Oh, you're the Marshal. Yeah, that's right. Mockingbird in the Rakatar. Can I give you a line of sight on anything? I kind of doubted it. And it's true, you are at the back of the pack. You're 275. Is it 275? You have a fairly solid fusion core, but it's not big enough to propel you forward at maximum speed. And I can't replace it either, unfortunately. At least I don't think I can. Can I? I'll have to double check. Maybe I can. I don't know if I would ever want to, considering having to replace it would mean having to rip out some of the racks, and I don't want to do that. The Rakatar has proven itself to be an amazing combat machine time and time again, and the only thing that would make it better is if I could put it into a mech that didn't have Inner Sphere XL parts. So, yeah, we're going to actually have to be on the lookout for that. If we run into, like, a Timberwolf or something, maybe we mount it onto that. That would work out pretty well. Timberwolf with the Clan XL. Oh, actually, no. No, it wouldn't. Has to be a battle mech. It can't be an Omni-mech. Ooh, artillery incoming. Managed to nail the gas wolf pretty good. The reason why it can't be an Omni-mech is because Omni-mechs can't take the recoil compensators that it would need in order to actually work properly.
Reporting major armor loss.
Alright, so yeah, that hit the leg pretty much dead on. We're gonna have to get the gas wolf on the move quickly. A little bit of light fire missed, thankfully. However, we're about to get shelled by a whole ton of incoming thunderbolts, and it's not gonna be pleasant. With any luck, their accuracy will be terrible until I can actually get on top of them and annihilate them. But I wouldn't hold my breath too much. Otherwise you'll suffocate because you'll be wasting all of your time. Hellstorm artillery, it's basically the Rooks of the artillery world, which is a really interesting idea. And I have been tempted to try and mount the Mackie like that. I believe it takes mortar shells? Alright, here comes the hybrids. Okay, he's missing a little bit. And a little bit of heat on top. But he's got 2 more mechs like that? 3 more mechs? Because of a turret? Yeah, the gas wolf is just going to take a whole bunch. Looks like that was HE. Fortunately for us, it missed so bad it didn't get anywhere near us. We are still using the buildings for cover, which is working out okay. How much longer this will work out for, I'm not quite sure. But it has rolled back onto us, so Let's sort of get underway and see if we can't provide a little bit more fire support. We're gonna need to. We also don't want to, you know, get on top of everybody yet. We want to keep this spread out a little bit. That way we're somewhat protected. Alright, so we do have a line of sight on the outside, and it was indeed the arm that got opened up. The Marshal is not really an interesting target to me. The Thunderbolt emplacement kind of is. It's a 30% that'll go up once I actually target it with the real weapons. Right, tell me what the accuracy problem is on you. So I listened kills, indirect fire, long range, sprinted, move, no visual. So I do actually have a target lock on him. His armor is so light though, it may actually give me a decent chance. Is there target moved in the list? Move, visual, sprinted. No, it didn't. So he didn't move fast enough. Yeah, let's give him some love onto the side of the light LRM carrier, and hopefully we can cause enough damage to him, although it does look like they've got some level of AMS to have to worry about, which is not ideal. As we don't really have enough missiles to just sort of spam through in the indirect fire mode. We absolutely can do it if we switch over to, you know, direct fire combat, but that's not what's happening. If I move there, I'm revealed to the Hellstorm. If I move back one, I should have a shot that I'm looking for. So this will hide me from the turrets a little bit better. We'll slip in behind the building. Oh, we're being jammed. Lovely. Can beat the crap out of the Otzel, so that's good. Shredder turret, I'm a little worried about because it is an AC-20. And you are totally vulnerable. Are the other one? You are the Thunderbolt 5 carrier, and I have two AC-20s that are pretty much perfect accuracy. If I fired into your back, yeah, you're basically dead wherever I hit you, aren't you? Yes. So I'm going to multi-target. I'm going to risk it. We're going to risk it all. We're going for the light TBM carrier, and its buddy. And twin shots. Oh shoot, I still had it on shotgun mode. That was dumb. Well, we scattered absolutely everybody over here, so there's that. Did you break? Oh, we got two of them anyway, and we exposed the hybrid carrier. Okay. Alright, that turned out way better than I had any right to. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Is anybody in death from above range? We're not actually in death from above range. That's a little bit of a shame. Kind of wanted to be in a position to just, you know, barbecue something. Same time as nailing them. You're going to reserve. He might move in range. Howl, on the other hand, probably needs to get on motion. Accuracy is good. Accuracy is pretty solid. Did you get a headshot in the last round? No, must have. Your other target, of course, is a large military building that I don't really care about at all. I will move you at a slow walk, but that's not going to give me what I want, so let's check out the sprints. Do I have cover anywhere? That's the real question. I don't really see any. So there's a heavy shredder turret. My shot on the hybrid carrier is looking to be pretty rough. But the sprint ought to give me some defense. We're going to turn basically... Oh, crap. Are you behind me? Oh, shoot. Yeah, you can definitely get behind me. So I do have to worry a little bit about that Marauder back there. But if I can hit him with a couple of indirect fire shots, I might be able to take care of that. The accuracy is really garbage here. I just don't want to deal with your thermal bolt. Oh, good shooting. Alright, so we annihilated 3 of the carriers. So we don't have to worry about them as much. We do have some artillery still on the field, and there is a turret that is still packing some Thunderbolts. So there is that working against us. So the Hetzer is a Thumper artillery. There's the Hellstorm artillery in the middle of the base, and then one of these turrets somewhere in the back is the heavy Thunderbolt emplacement, which needs to die as well. But other than that, we've knocked out the mobile assets, and now it's just the turrets, which are much easier to deal with. Turrets don't move nearly as much or as easily, so it makes it just that much little bit better when trying to annihilate the target. I will actually move you right on into the target with the Otzel. I don't know if it's the best option, but it certainly is a good one.
Here we go.
2 hits and then shatter the building, which, oh, that's so good. Mockingbird in the Rakatar. Will you be able to see the Otzel? You can. Depending on your accuracy, I may not ask you to fire. Your accuracy is good. Warlord it up. Let's knock this thing down. So we'll go up to a max run of 6 shots. Oh, oh yeah, because you're warlording. I was about to say your temperature's really well under control. And there's an Otzel. Easily taken care of. We burrowed right into the side of it. The Otzel, ooh, aside from that 300 rated fusion core, which I may have actually needed. Oh, I'm in the market for fusion cores because I have several mechs currently being built, and I'd like to put bigger fusion cores in them, mainly because they're bigger mechs. Paulo striding on forward. Is he going to have a shot? I mean, he has MMLs, but he's not going to. Interesting. Jester, bring my champion. Can you get a line of sight on the Marauder? You cannot. I can't afford to ignore the Marauder either. Well, I can. It's not that I can, it's that I don't have much of a choice, actually. I don't want to be near this heavy threader turret, and I don't think I can kill it in this round. Like, it's asking for trouble, but I'm going to give it a shot. We'll rush the champion on forward, see what we can pull off. As you can see, we're a little bit rusty because we haven't played in a little while. We got really far, well, decently far ahead for the MechWarrior 5 week, which went absolutely amazingly. And if you haven't seen, we started playing MechWarrior 5 on stream. And last week we played it all week, and I love this mech so much. I just adore this champion so much. It is so good. Okay, so that dealt with the Shredder turret. We just have the Thunderbolt emplacement left, which Kerensky's stick, if he can get a line of sight, can kill it. Unfortunately, Kerensky's stick can't get no line of sight. We do still have that significant threat of the Cyclops in the background, because that Cyclops is capable of annihilating us. So I'm going to lay down a target lock on top of the Cyclops, and there's no point in trying to take him alive, because unfortunately for us, the Cyclops' laser thing is located in his head, so please disappear. Shattered. Okay, so we don't have to worry about his gigantic orbital laser tag. So that's been no. Wow, there's nothing left of it. But yeah, the orbital laser tag is built into the head, so even though we managed to actually save the head, we didn't actually get it. Okay, Showboat.
What can I do for you?
Your Screamer is still not in a position to do anything, so you know what? Jump into a preparatory position so you can be on target in the next round. Be there. Be there and be hidden. So we'll maximize our defenses on that one. We'll maximize the bunkerage that we have from our protection. Champion's going to eat fire, but that was the price of doing business, and we knew that we were going to pay it. The Marshal, I'm not super worried about. I don't think it'll be all that dangerous, but the Thunderbolt emplacement is a TBM-30. It's a Pirate TBM-30, which is like a rack for Thunderbolts, which is a little less than grand. Also, we're in line of sight of a Hellstorm cannon, which I don't know how well that will go for us, but I can't imagine brilliantly. Wow, I didn't give you nearly enough credit. You actually... Are you a Marauder too? Shouldn't be. But your kit is making me think Marauder 2. I gotta zoom in and check out your... What do you look like? If I can actually get the camera to cooperate. Are those wings? Those aren't the wings. There's a Marauder 2 that is equipped with twin ERPPCs. Yeah, you're not a Marauder 2. You don't have the little winglets on the edge. But there's a Marauder 2 that is equipped with jump jets. So I think I'll just knock down... Oh yeah, perfect. So we'll just come up and we'll torch him. And get hit by a thermal barrack explosion, but we were kind of expecting that. That came from the Thunderbolt off of the Bushwhacker because it is equipped with a thermal bolt, and it is incredibly dangerous and difficult to deal with. But I don't anticipate that's going to be too much of a threat moving forward. I mean, the Hetzer could also be a bit of a problem. Targeting the Gausswolf, yeah, they want it. They want it bad. I've got to walk that mech. I've got to walk that mech very soon, because otherwise it is going to explode. Well, it won't explode. It'll become unstable, and then it'll fall over. Alright, Howl and Coach are up. The Gausswolf absolutely needs a walk, so I will move into positions to walk. I kind of do want to save the Apollo, though. The reason why I want to save the Apollo is it has a lot of really good gear on board. The Marshal has a large pulse laser. I'm still a little bit more worried about these TBMs because they are guided. Solid hit. And the armor is pretty much gone. Lovely. The Lament can now come along. I will sprint at maximum speed because I'm going to try and protect my back a little bit. I am relying very heavily on what I'm going to be doing with the catapult very soon. But yeah, please disappear with any luck. Triple hit, but we didn't get any sort of major crits, so we had to basically bore through it in pure damage. Coolant Flesh has been activated on the Lament, which should get us back under temperature control without too much trouble. Finn will be up next, which as long as he's beat this Marauder, which it looks like he has, he should be able to light it on basically all of the fire. And while I'm shooting, well, as long as I can see it, which is not a guarantee. That'll actually be a bit of a problem, won't it? If I drop you down on your legs, how bad are your legs right now? Oh yeah, you'll survive the armor for it.
Good to go.
I'm really tempted to jump on you, but first let's see if I can get a line of sight with Finn. So switch over to our SRMs, turn them off and turn them back on to make sure that we actually have the system working. There was a direct line of sight. It's right there. Turn around.
Location confirmed.
I hope that you flatten the building while you do this at the same time, because you know what, man? This would be absolutely hilarious to me. That's less than kills as well, but this should allow me to actually have a little bit better accuracy. 73, but I've got to set them down to Inferno rounds. 67. It's not great, but I have some backup coming soon. Alright, so that is plus 150 heat.
Over the red line.
And we did not knock over the building, which is actually pretty surprising to me.
What can I do for you?
Because now Showboat is going to jump on him. Showboat is about to take 76 damage divided between both legs. She can take it. It's kind of designed for that. 78% accuracy. The Fire Fist will punch afterwards. So 154 damage. You know what? As much as I want to steal it,
Affirmative.
show this to me. Oh, we got it. Oh, that's good. And then the fire.
Took a heavy hit there.
And the mech is offline. How bad was your hit on the screamer? Oh, and it's back offline. Just sitting there. Show me the screamer. How bad was it? Just the legs. Okay. I do have to get it off this hill because it'll take 55 damage if that building collapses. So that's currently not an option. But yeah, we've got that Marauder basically all wrapped up now. So it's time to get a move on and start causing some panic. Now we are still using shotgun mode, but that's actually going to work in our favor as we knock out the thumper emplacement because it's exposed and I'm looking to crit things.
Targeting health strike.
That did not do nearly as much damage as I was hoping. Well, it did as much damage as I was hoping. The problem was it didn't deal as much crit to make the whole thing explode sort of damage. But we'll get that done soon. I will move the screamer off here. It'll jump around here and I'll start lighting on fire with flamers. Because if this building collapses with the screamer on top of it... Oh, that's scary looking. That's so many rockets. Are you going to actually shoot the charger? No, you're going to... Oh, your thermal bolt. Right, forgot about it. Lots of hits into the Gauss Wolf. Lots of Infernos. That actually is the one mech probably that won't really care all that much. Alright, my champion. Let's go kill ourselves a bushwhacker because there's a really simple way to kill bushwhackers. And he's actually allowed me to do it. Now, I am risking myself a little bit because I've just placed my back towards the enemy slightly. But you see, if you shoot the side of a bushwhacker, they happen to have no armor. By no armor, I mean Innersphere XL engines, which the moment they pop, it takes the whole mech with it. Which makes bushwhackers really cool, but every time you fight them, you're fighting incredibly weak targets. Okay, the Gauss Wolf is just getting lit up. Part of that was my own fault, but I should be able to handle it.
Commander?
The Rakatar can come around and probably annihilate a couple of different things if it wants to. Can I get a direct line of sight? Can I get a side angle? That'll work out better for me. Side angles are what I need. Not going to get one. I can get a back angle on the Apollo, but I kind of want to save the Apollo. Alright, we'll make a walk out of cover, I think. Yeah. And we'll light up this Marshal like he's never been lit up before. Enjoy the spotlight, friend. Oh, that was gorgeous.
That hit something good.
Maxed out his evasion, or his instability, and now Kerensky's stick can come around the corner. Oh, the pain is about to get real, baby. Okay, I can't multi-target, which I just forgot. And this turret is basically dead. Who's moving next? I'm on 18. Is anybody beneath me? No, Kerensky's stick is the last move. Right. So I either kill the Thunderbolt or I don't. That's the current thing that we're looking at here. I'm gonna say don't.
Alright, I'll give him the whole night.
Oh, I was hoping to hear him say that he was gonna give him the big boom. And there we go. Marshall's offline. Marshals are relatively easy to take care of. Although, you know, it did have a... oh, champion, you're going to take some longer to fire. It did have a large pulse laser, which would have been dangerous, because the large pulse laser would help make us more vulnerable to being shot at by other things. As much as this is going to make it over uncritical? No, as much as it's going to make it unsteady. Oh, who got the internals? What was that? Oh, that was the Hellstorm. Right, I gotcha. I understand. Back to me? Back to me. Okay, how's this building over here? I heard internals. Oh no, your internals are fine. This thing's internals. Not so fine. But we're going to light him on all the fire. It's going to be great. Zelement. Actually should have a perfect shot aimed right into the back of somebody. But I want to save the Apollo. So give me a target on the heavy thunderbolt emplacement to shut off the Tigers. And yeah, I'll just... no, I do need to fire too. So double tap. There we go. Building destroyed. Got a temperature back under control too, which is very important. And then we'll walk into a little bit of coverage, because I don't want to get shot at by the Hellstorm. Actually, no. I'll push forward. We'll be a little bit aggressive on top of this one. And Jester and Showboat. Thank you, Showboat, for being on the docket of people who get to shoot people. And you have shoot and scoot. Absolutely. You're going to target his head. And you're going to fire everything.
All weapons are go.
Pilot bailed. That was the plan. And then we'll bounce out of this. And we'll be moving forward again.
Engaging jump jet.
Perfect. Okay, so already this Screamer Llama can work in conjunction with other mechs to be incredibly dangerous, which I very much like. I'll shift over here and we'll engage the Hellstorm. We'll make sure that this thing is dead before, well, the end of the match. Well, the end of the turn. Heavy gas rifle, nail the target. Take it out with the SRMs and the medium lasers. This is a really solid mech design. 60 tons, very quick, well armored, lots of good support systems. Like, it's just solid to have. It's the kind of mech that you want backing you up. You need to chill out, but it's a good thing that you're not going to be able to hit anything this next turn. Unfortunately, that does mean that Death Crusade is the only one available to light the Apollo on fire. And I gotta say, he's not really that good at it. He has problems with proportion and moderation. Oh wow, he didn't kill it. But he did blow up his prototypable heatsink kit though. So he's probably out having a great day. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to burn a resolve just to get you under control. And then we're going to run you away. Because I don't want to get shot at. Unfortunately, I don't think... Oh no, we already killed it. Never mind. So I don't even need to worry about that. We'll just run away. I didn't want to get shot at by the Hellstorm. So I still could get shot at by the Thumper. Your ammunition can't explode anyway, so they are fine. The Racketar has managed to jam everything it's got, which is fine. The Racketar was not exactly designed to shoot every single turn. It just happens to do that a lot based on luck. But we'll just use our two inbuilt medium lasers that, well, can't ever leave the mech to do a little bit of plinking. Did only one unjam? Okay, good, they both did. I was a little worried. I am going to basically ignore you. I will deal with this cicada. Oh, it's a cicada and a Talus stuck on the same territory. Gotcha. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore the Apollo. I may end up coming to regret this because he may shoot my side torsos and that would be less than ideal. But I'm going to start pushing it over here.
Run, don't shoot. Got it.
And next turn you're going to come around the corner and you're going to blow up the Thumper. And it's going to be great. If the Thumper's dumb enough to move by the thing, I'll do even more with that. Looks like the Talus is now engaging me, so he has the line of sight. And we'll free you from your prison soon, don't worry. We have plans for you. Yeah, the Thumper, I'm not really into Thumpers. Not gonna lie, it's not a big plan for me, but I need to get some sort of weapon system. I was kind of hoping that we would run into a sniper cannon, because I kind of want to put a sniper cannon onto the Big Mac. Because if I can put a sniper cannon on the Mackie, that'll give its one ballistic hardpoint something really cool to use. Because the thing I'm noticing about it, it doesn't have a lot of energy hardpoints at all. Are you gonna punch me? Are you gonna shoot me? Are you gonna stand still? Good. I'm gonna light you on more fire. It's gonna be great. Although, I gotta be very careful about how much fire I light you on. The Gas Wolf will chill. Oh, pilot has it under control. Coach! Right, the Lament can try and get itself a line of sight on other people. And that apparently is not gonna happen. Okay, I'll run over here. I have nothing. That's okay. I'll spend another turn chilling out and then we'll start freeing these guys from their prison. I would like Finn to be the one to shoot the... Oh good, he will be. It's gotta be barely in range, but yeah, I want Finn to be doing the honors for the torching on this one because you may have noticed that he's got basically nothing left. And these are gonna be doing 0 damage, which is exactly what we want to see. So let's light him on all the Oh good, that's his integrated laser AMS, never mind. Okay, his heat has shut him down, so he's no longer active. I can now bring in Showboat after this. Not right now, because he's not available. But I will be able to bring Showboat in. And Showboat will be able to handle knocking out the pilot itself. Because it looks like we did no damage, which is perfect. May actually be a better idea to send Finn in for it. Because Finn can kill everything. Alright, now we finally get to use the charger for half of what it was designed to do. And does this explode? I didn't actually check that last time. You are an explosion. Electrical transformer. Right.
Waiting for orders.
I'd like to have somebody else set that off, actually. And it's not going to be any of you.
Good to go.
Just because I think the transformer detonation would be hilarious. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Receiving you.
So I don't want to risk it because unfortunately it'll cause too much damage. What I will do though is you and set them both to slugs. Oh, why is one of my boomsticks way less? Odd. Shoot. Oh yeah, because one's shooting an active target, one's shooting a static target. There we go. Bubble.
One less structure.
I heard a building explode. Wait, what? What? Did you get hit by that? Okay. That wasn't the plan.
Waiting for orders.
I didn't realize how big the blast radius on that was. Wow, that caused 2 injuries on pilots. Well, I suppose it's the best time possible because we are going to be leaving after this one. But still, really? That was not in the plan?
Firing.
So yeah, my plan had been to steal the Apollo and all of its gear, but apparently the Apollo has just been wiped off the face of the planet. Because that does absurd damage to everything. I guess. Give me multi-target. Target that one. Target that one. A and B. Put the fire.
Multiple targets confirmed.
Make it look good because this is what you do. There we go. We got the primary objective taken care of. But yeah, I didn't realize the electrical transformer would hit like the entirety of the universe. So that wasn't really in the plan. It's going to be a lot of repair time that I didn't need. Very glad that Howl's well out of range because Howl could have lost her armor. Same thing with the Screamer Lamb. But yeah, I'm going to have to keep in mind just how huge that detonation radius is. Because I deliberately set it off because I thought it would be funny. I didn't realize it was going to, you know, bang up Death Crusade and Paradox in the Charger. Wow. That blast radius. Alright, well, not too bad. No penetrations. The 2 injuries are purely from my own hubris. And a Marshal. I have no interest in a Marshal. I don't really have much interest in actually buying an Apollo, nor a Bushwhacker. The Mad 7D Statskov. The personal mech of Calderon's commandos, Commander Marshal Vabril von Staksov, circa 3088. Remember the date that RogueTech is supposed to take care of? Well, apparently we have mechs from 3088. An ERPPC and medium laser are mounted in each arm, supported by a center torso mounted light AC-5 fed from a single ton of reloads. Interesting. Is it worth taking? I mean, let's just see if there's anything worth grabbing instead. Another integrated laser AMS. I haven't used the first one yet, so it would be nice to have. Do I go for the mech? T-30, Thumper Artillery, Thunderbolts of all descriptions, should you happen to want them. A whole bunch of endosteels, which I actually probably could use. I have 3. 3 rated fusion core would be a nice pickup. A light engine also would be a nice pickup because we're pretty low on engines, but the possibility of a mech is calling to me. I really don't feel like I want TSM. Like, I don't use that sort of fine heat control for TSM. Thumper, Thermal Bolt. Is there mortar ammo here? Thermal 20s. So here's the... I think I have to go for it. It's a hero version. And if I get it, I can sell it. Unless it's got something really cool on board, which it might. That's always a possibility. So Thumper Artillery, I'm looking for the Hellstorm Cannon. Should be further up in ballistics. I don't think we saved it. Nope, we didn't. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't get the 5th, but we'll roll. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, we got it. All right. So another 75-ton Marauder. It wasn't a Marauder 2, and we got the fusion core. Okay, so this was all worthwhile because the big thing that I wanted was to make sure I got the fusion core, but I decided to roll for that instead. Got a fire control missile plus, an Artemis 2, which is just good, decent because it gives you additional fire controls on that. Unfortunately, we have a ton of them anyway, and we got some precision ammo for the AC-5. So yeah, that was a good pickup because we'll be able to build that mech without any care in the world. Because it's free when you construct mechs like that. So we'll get some free equipment. We may not keep the mech, but free equipment is free equipment. And I do think I still have, you know, actual space inside my hangar, despite the fact that we are currently floating a huge number of mechs at the moment. Like, the number of mechs in our mech bay is just kind of ridiculous at this point. Although, if we keep fighting missions like that, we'll actually need them. It'll become a bit of a problem. Yeah, we've got an Atlas coming online. Well, an Atlas and the Mackie will be buildable soon. The Atlas is another, I believe, 19 days away. The Mackie, I believe, is 9 days away. So by the time we make the next trip, we'll have it. And that'll be interesting. 211,373 for 22 days. Yeah, start the fix. That was my own hubris. I shouldn't have done it. Should not have bothered. Just should have left it where it stood. But no, I couldn't much leave well enough alone. The Gauss Wolf and the Charger and Currency Stick are in pretty rough shape. We'll put them up top, and we'll just organize them on reverse completion order. And then the Mackie will work on at the end of that. A couple of pilots are pretty badly injured. Paradox and Death Crusade out for 10 days. It's not the worst it could have been, but definitely could have been better. So, what else do I need to check out? Oh yeah, of course, our mech bay. We just got a brand new 75-ton mech, which we already have a 75-ton mech, but, well, it has to be done. So because it's already perfectly built already, we can ready it up from 5 parts in storage for no cost at all. We already read the description, so I don't need to read it again. So show me the special one. Apparently saved a PPC and another fusion core. Lovely. I am a little bit questioning because it says center torso mounted AC5. I just want to confirm that's not an actual thing. We did not save the TSM. That is a bit of a shame. So if I just hit the repair button. We saved the Light Pharaoh, which is nice. Double heatsink. Okay. The fusion core and its double heatsink kit bonus. The double heatsink kit in general. There is no center torso, so it is basically a standard Marauder. Yeah, it's a perfectly standard Marauder. There's nothing special about this. Does it have any sort of special gear? No. It's 100% standard Marauder. Okay. So it's not worth building. Since we already have one. That's the problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to confirm that. We're going to sell it. Because as cool as Marauders are, and don't get me wrong, Marauders are really cool. I already got one. It's got the exact same hardpoints. In the exact same way. So, yeah, there's literally no reason to take it. So we will scrap it. Just make sure I'm using the right one. As cool as it would be to have like a hero Marauder, it's not necessary. So, just making sure. Grab it. 1 million C-bills, which is nice to have in addition. The current Marauder. Oh, someone, I think it was Greybeard, asked to actually see what the Rakatar looks like. I don't know if I've checked this out in a little while, so just to give a little bit of a brief tour of what the Rakatar apparently looks like. There's nothing too much special about it. We've got a flak fire control system in order to keep the evasion under control and also to help with the recoil. That was the sort of the big selling point for it. We picked up a rangefinder mainly for the additional gunnery. I don't care about the extra 40 sight. It's the gunnery that I want. We got a sensor tracker because this mech often is not actually operating from its minimum range, so this will give it its fairly decent bonus to the longer-ish ranges. We've got 2 recoil pluses, which give +1 accuracy and -1 recoil, and we generally put in a pilot who has recoil -2, which is kind of the important part of that. We got the 2 risk rack 5s, and they have to be risk rack 5s because otherwise the weight just gets a little bit out of control. And then we've got 4 double tons of rack 5 ammunition to run this thing, and because I'm paranoid and it's got a Inner Sphere XL engine, which is built into the mech and can't come off, I've got case 2 on both side torsos. Beagle active probe to support the long range targeting, which is one of the reasons why it is such a good long range murder machine. A pair of medium laser diverse optics and the center torso are part of the unremovable equipment. Basically, this entire center torso is fairly unremovable. You can modify a couple of minor things, but not a whole heck of a lot. It's got normal endo steel in it. I could throw in clan endo steel, and that would open up a little bit more space to do other things with. If I got clan Pharaoh into this thing, I could use clan case, which requires you to have clan-based armor. And if we can do that, then I can save an additional ton. I'll throw it into stuff like armor. But yeah, the Inner Sphere XL engine is built in. You can't remove it. You can't remove its fusion core. You can't give it a heatsink kit, but I'm probably going to replace this prototype heatsink kit with a prototype double heatsink kit, just so I have a little bit better temperature control. Yeah, the Rakatar is a deadly monster, and I adore it. The things that it does need, though, is it does need life support gunneries, which will help even more with keeping things from jamming. But yeah, I love this mech. I think it's fairly phenomenal, and I'm very happy with it. By the way, that long tom build that I was talking about earlier, kind of do want to show it off a little bit because it's available as an option. As you can see, this mech is already mostly maxed armored. I did reduce the armor somewhat in the build, but basically I had a too small fusion core in it, so now I'm going to try it with a properly sized fusion core. And first things first, we come over to engines and heatsinks, cores, and we throw in a core 300 because now I've got 3 of them, which was, well, today was a great day. We picked up 2 300 rated fusion cores, which is kind of what I needed. 300 rated fusion core gives it decent mobility. I mean, this is going to give it the 4.6 movement on tabletop, a 5.8 sprint. Can I go down to a 275s and still do that? This would give me a 5.8. So there's no difference between the 300 and the 275 in this mech? Are you kidding me? Max sprint 8, max move 5, tabletop 4, 275 rated fusion core into it, max move, max sprint 8, max move 5. Tabletop 3.5. Can I throw in a 70? 8.4. Yeah, it's got to be a 75. So, okay. So then I guess I'm not putting in a 300 rated fusion core because the speed isn't going to change, it looks like. But yeah, so this is the thought. This is not actually necessarily what I'm going to do. We're going to take a double heatsink kit, of course. We're going to throw it in there. But now we need to make sure that we get all of the movement under control. So ferrofibrous, actually, no. You get clan ferrofibrous because I have a lot of it and it's incredibly useful to have. We also will throw in standard endosteel. And then back that up, we need an axle gyro for the additional weight saving. I can't put in a special engine, unfortunately. The engine is not going to be modifiable in any way whatsoever. So we pull that in, and then is that the last of my weight saving technology? For now, yes. Okay, we come over to the gun. And it's a big gun, a long tom artillery, and it just barely fits in this torso. So this is the only thing I can put onto it. And this gives us a damage according to the firepower screen of 90. Yeah, when this thing hits, it's going to hit like a truck. Because it's 90 on target and then has an additional plus or minus 30 on the weapon alone. And then various artillery is going to splash around. I don't actually have ammunition for this gun, so this is a mostly theoretical build at the moment. On top of that, we're going to come over to cockpit systems. We are, of course, going to give it the... Where do I have it? I have it somewhere. Indirect plus plus, or it might be the indirect plus, depending on which I feel I want to be on the field more. I may do it with the Mackie, simply because the Mackie's going to have a sniper, I believe, in this arm. Should I be able to find one? And so we get an indirect plus plus for the plus 3 accuracy on indirect fire. Indirect fire, I believe, is a -5, so this should negate that for the most part. Might be -3, but I do believe it's a -5. For the cockpit system, we are going to grab ourselves either a communications suite, which would be the +3 resolve, or the other thing that we can go ahead for it is something like a rangefinder. I'm going to put the communications suite in it for now because I kind of want to save that rangefinder a little bit. And as tempting as the arc sheath beacon is for the sensor system, instead we're going to move along for a sensor tracker because it's going to be shooting at maximum range. We want even more bonuses to hit since it's in a torso. It's not mounted in an arm. We can't do anything about that. So that gives us 6.5 tons, but then I'm going to drop this down a little bit more. 220 here to try and give myself a little bit more tonnage. Yeah, that's... Can I get another ton out of this? Come down to 100 on the arms. And 10.5 is actually reasonable to a certain extent. Yes, that's what I think I had this. Okay, we need support systems. And what I want is an active probe. Have to have the active probe. Although the Beagle active probe is a better pickup. So we get an active probe of some description, and now we're at 6 tons for ammunition. I don't think I need any additional jamming systems because it's going to be sitting at maximum range. But in this configuration, it is just a behemoth of standing still and firing a single artillery piece at you. I don't know if this is what I want to do with it. This is pretty much an all-in build for just the long tom, and I don't know if that's worth it. So leave your comments in the description down below, or in the comments down below if you think that's actually worth it. It's a fairly quick build. The biggest problem is I don't have ammunition for it. So that's a fairly large drawback, I will admit, but that's not the worst thing in the world to be drawn back on, although it could be worse. Gonna stop over to buy the store since I do believe we currently hold this planet. Let's see, we did before I started recording because I did check the store before, but it resets every time after 10 minutes, I believe, and then every time you cycle through. 3 more arrow for artilleries. Holy crap. That's actually kind of tempting, but check out the guns. Hyper assault gas rifle ammo. I may want to grab rack 10 ammo, but it's caseless. Oh, maybe I should. Oh, no, not for a million. I ain't. So nothing in there. A risk heavy PPC. Oh, I believe the risk one doesn't have damage fall off. Rebel damage, no minimum range, combining client ER PPC technology, the best in the industry. After offer 10 tons for 75 damage. It's 10 more damage for 3 more tons off of our current Tygarts. The heat is only 55, which I think is actually lower than the Tygart PPCs, but the weight is pretty rough. But they do have no minimum range, which a little bit of a balance. Large X-pulse lasers, quite a few of them. The only price is the equipment here is just a little bit too expensive. TBM listen kill, so unfortunately no long time ammunition, which I desperately need, or sniper ammo. I think I need sniper ammo and a sniper cannon. Nothing really here that I want in the systems. And for additional support, Omnipod lowers. They're relatively cheap, and I have none, so I'm just gonna buy all 3 of them, just to make sure I have them as a backup. Indirect plus plus. Unfortunately, it's a million C-bills. I don't think I need it that badly. And we'll check the system just to make sure that we're not missing anything, because sometimes the system might have some stuff that we might otherwise miss. Some UAC 2 ammo in case we wanted to be crazy. Rack 2 doubles. We got 3 ton of it. You know, I'm going to pick up a 4th ton of it just to be, you know, safe on that one.
New equipment.
Energy is a large pulse. Missiles are half ton of Inferno, but I think I'm good on that. Wrecking ball, some jump jets. Some pretty basic crap into the engines, and Tactics A. I don't think I'll buy it. The Void System, however. Oh, that's so tempting. But I think the Void System is a bonus on top of it, and not actually its own thing. In any event, that's not terrible. I mean, I'm not going to buy any of it. So we will be traveling as we move forward. Most of our mechs need a little bit of a patch job. The Mackie is almost ready to begin its construction. It has 3 ballistics, 4 energies, no missiles, a single support, and apparently 4 jump jets. Not quite sure what I did to it. I thought I had fixed it from its base gear, but if not, well, the Mackie, I am actually going to finish the project of constructing the whole thing. So I'm not just going to sell it because it's got primitive tech. This is too memorific and a fantastic model to not actually use. But that's going to do it for today's episode, folks. I have been Tirak. If you like what I'm seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment. Make sure you join us for our streams on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Wednesdays and Fridays, we play through RogueTech Apollo's Vipers, and on Wednesdays and Saturdays, we play Apollo's Vipers, which is a Clan Star version of this campaign, and on Fridays, we play MechWarrior 5 with the community. We have several members of the community that we're starting to form into sort of our core gameplay group, and we play through the co-op campaign for the whole way. It's a lot of fun, actually, to play with friends on that game. I think they did a fairly decent job on it. Also, at the moment, we are having a giveaway, thanks to Sean, also known as Corbin, also known as Alkiotic, depending on which name you know him by. He has graciously donated a copy of BattleTech and MechWarrior 5, which currently is a raffle going on our Discord, so make sure you check in the description down below if you want to get in on that one. And then on we're going to be having the drawing for the BattleTech on Wednesday, and the drawing for who wins the MechWarrior 5 on our Friday stream, so make sure you swing on by to know if you win on that one. And finally, there will be a second copy of BattleTech being given away starting on Wednesday and running until, I believe, Saturday. And I will see you all in the next episode.